An accused implicated in the saga of Thabo Bester will appear later on today.
That's right. The NPA confirming that the rapist and murderer will appear virtually, while his co-accused, including his girlfriend Nandipa Magudumana, are expected in person. Let's head over to our reporters this morning covering that for us. Silindelo Masikane, who was with us a second ago. Also, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. We got it covered from every angle at the courts. There they are. We're going to find out where we are. First of all, with Silindelo Masikane. Hello to you, Slee. Pule will come to you in a moment. Let's give everyone a sense of where we are in this. There's now a ninth witness involved, or a ninth accused, rather, involved in this. Lee, let's just bring everyone back up to speed ahead of today.
Yes, certainly so. So that list of suspects, Gareth, continues to grow. And of course, we did know from police and law enforcement that they did promise more arrests in this matter. We do know that there is some criticism around the fact that we are not seeing the arrests of high-ranking officials in the departments of DCS, as well as the private security company G4S, and perhaps, of course, some politicians who have also allegedly been linked to this particular escape. Now, from what we understand so far, 9 of those who have been implicated have been arrested since about April this year, when both Dr. Nandipa and Thabo Bester were deported from Tanzania after fleeing the country, when news of the escape began to be confirmed. So we do know of the 9 suspects. 2 are released on bail. That is Dr. Nandipa's father, Zolile Sekeleni. He's out on 10,000 Rand bail, as well as Nastasia Janssen. She's a former G4S control room operator, also out on 10,000 Rand bail. Now, we were trying to get confirmation yesterday with regards to whether or not we would be seeing Bester once again appearing virtually. You would remember that Bester is currently being held at the Hosimampuru prison in Pretoria. That's about a 5-hour drive from Bloemfontein. And in the last appearance, there was an application by the Department of Correctional Services to have Bester appear virtually, given the fact that it is a safety and security risk to transport him from Gauteng to the Free State. But what we understand of today's appearance, Bester will once again be appearing virtually, while the 8 others will be physically inside the courtroom. We had an opportunity to just get some analysis with regards to whether or not it's peculiar to have Bester appearing virtually as opposed to bringing him to court. Let's take a listen.
I remember back in the day when Silindelo was appearing for his matters, they would have like a contingent of armed police officers transporting him and accompanying him to court. Now, I can hardly imagine that Thabo Bester is charged with more serious offences than Silindelo. So there's no reason why it can't be brought to court. If, however, the state possesses information to say that due to risk factors, or due to the fact that they've been advised that, you know, there could be an attempt to have him released from custody forcefully or something like that, then of course those factors could justify to say, well, we're going to have a virtual hearing for the safety of the accused.
All right, Slee, we're going to come back to you in a second. Let's jump a little further down the road now. Head over to Pule Letshwiti-Jones, also in Bloemfontein for us this morning. Pule, hello to you. You're on what I understand to be protest watch. We're expecting a march of some kind this morning. Help me understand.
Definitely. Very good morning, Gareth. And as far as we understand, despite the cold weather conditions, community members will be gathering just around where I am this morning. And of course, we're told this is a community march against G4S, of course, security company, which has been under the spotlight. And they will be handing over the memorandum to the Department of Correctional Services. Amongst other of their demands, the community members are requesting that there be no more privatization of the South African correctional services, and they're also saying that the issue of workers being exploited should be addressed. But they're also calling for G4S to be held criminally responsible for the aiding of serial rapist and, of course, a convicted, prisoner, Thabo Bester as well. So we are waiting here to see how those events will unfold this day. We are told that the community members will be gathering here from 8 a.m. That's in a couple of minutes from now, and they will be marching to the Department of Correctional Services. That's about 30 minutes away from here, and therefore, after handing over that memorandum, they will be expecting answers, of course.
Are we expecting to see any security as far as SAPS or any authorities in the area, Pule, to be controlling this march, or is there no concern that this could get out of hand?
Well, this poster has been making around for quite a few days right now. When we arrived here this morning in phase 7 in Bloemfontein, just a soccer field just next to me here, we haven't seen any, police presence whatsoever. We haven't seen members of the Metro Police Department as well. We haven't seen, the members of the SAPS as well, officials from SAPS as well. I'm assuming that we may be seeing some of those officials as the march begins to gain momentum this morning, but as far as we are concerned, it seems as though the march by the community members, or organized by the community members, will be leading to the Department of Correctional Services, and we'll be expecting to see whether it is, of course, within the prescripts of the law, that they have applied for the correct permit to ensure that their march, of course, is recognized.
Pule, we'll leave you then for the moment. I want to come back to Slee outside the courtroom as well. And Slee, I see many reports as well the past few days, concerns around one of the attorneys involved in this particular court case as well. Just bring us up to speed what that was about as well before I say goodbye to both of you.
Yeah, developments in this particular matter with regards to the legal representatives for Thabo Bester. He has, of course, an attorney and an advocate representing him. And just recently it was revealed by the National Prosecuting Authority as well as the SAPS that, in fact, his attorney was facing his own legal woes in terms of a recent charge back in March of attempted rape as well as an assault, which he's being accused of. We understand that, in fact, Letshwiti-Jones is expected to be appearing himself tomorrow in this very courtroom on those particular charges. Advocate Jeremiah Pule, who addressed the court during Bester's last appearance, we understand that he is a suspect and has a trial date already set in what looks like a fraud and corruption case that he's been implicated in. That particular trial is expected to commence on the 26th of June, so much later on this month. So those are the attorneys or the legal representatives for Thabo Bester, who themselves are facing their own legal troubles. From what we understand, they have stated that, in fact, they don't believe that their own legal troubles will affect how they're going to be representing Thabo Bester moving forward. It's going to be interesting to see how they react in court with regards to this virtual appearance, because when I tried to confirm with them yesterday whether Bester would be appearing virtually, they were quite mum about it. But of course, in the last appearance, they had raised concerns with the fact that they can't consult with Bester while he's in the dock, due to the fact that he's appearing virtually from the Masikane prison. And so the magistrate at that point had said that that should be a discussion, of course, between the National Prosecuting Authority as well as Bester's new legal team, who at the time, of course, were coming on record for the first time. So it will be interesting to see if they do, of course, then tell the court that they want Bester to appear physically moving forward, and whether or not the NPA and DCS would be agreeing to that, given the safety and security risk concern. So we are expecting, of course, Gareth, that court proceedings will be starting after 9 a.m. this morning, and of course there will be some activity outside court, and perhaps more people in the gallery, such as Katlobereng's family, who we understand want to see the accused face the full might of the law and, of course, get justice for their son.
Yeah, so expecting more people at the court. Also, this march by the community members where Pule Letshwiti-Jones is standing at the moment. We'll come back to both of you a little bit later, covering the court case from all the angles for us. Silindelo.